Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Rock and Roll podcast. Check out this record. My name is Frank, and with me is my good buddy that I will be shortly getting into this car with and going to a very mysterious place, Marc.
Hey, Frank. Hey there, listeners. Almost didn't see you sitting in the back of Frank's old Rambler. That pillow will do you more good under your butt with the way Frank drives and this record. Get those headphones in and pull up a podcast and pull up this podcast that you're already listening to right now on Frank, whatchamacallit? Tell them where they can find it.
Of course, man. You can always find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcasts, and you can see these wonderful faces on YouTube, my friend.
That's right. Frank, don't forget to tell these nice folks that new episodes drop each and every Friday-ish for their listening pleasures and whatnot.
And of course, if you're hearing us for the first time, you're probably not annoyed with us. So, check out one of our past reviews, and then you'll get annoyed. So we review records. We go track by track. We have lots of musical discussions, spotlight episodes, which might even mean some mysteries.
Ooh.
And we only scratch the surface, Marc, and we're just getting warm.
Frank wrote baby like 12 places in the script and said none of them.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I loved all this baby talk. I was hoping to hear a little more of it.
Well,
Anyways,
I am a
if
baby.
you're hearing us for the first time, that's what Frank just read. Okay, so definitely be sure to check out our verse series where Frank and I will duke it out on behalf of two bands or whatever, all in the name of the one true truth in the universe. I speak, of course, of a total stereo domination.
Man, beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah. You breath mints or anything?
I probably do.
While you're checking us out, be sure to go over to our Instagram and our Facebook group. Hopefully these episodes will leave you wanting more of our musical goodness and Marc's. Well, it's Marc, everyone. So if you have a record you want us to check out, drop a comment wherever you find us. While you're at it, subscribe, like, rate, review. So I say this, Marc, all are welcome in. That's powerful, right? All.
No, all
are welcomed in. Well, into where, right?
Right.
Well, Marc, I'm talking about this mysterious place called Maraqopa. And this is the first of 3 consecutive concept records by Damien Jurado. Now, Marc, I gave you this record last week. Boom, early thoughts. Tell me.
I think we have to talk about this cover. First and foremost, when we're talking early thoughts on this, what would appear to be like almost an astronaut caught in some sort of a daze, what would feel like moments before takeoff, just based on this imagery. I'm in. That said, I love how Damien Jurado creates this haunting, hypnotic sound cloud of smoke and dares you really to enter, really quite like lures you in very seductively at your own risk, I might add, Frank.
Wow. I like it. So, well, let's talk about how we get to Maraqopa, right? So
it's a left after the McDonald's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's hidden though, kind of like a hidden left.
Well, no, it's just you get to the McDonald's and then you turn left.
Oh,
yeah, it's right there.
It's that simple.
Yeah, it's right there.
Well, Marc, believe it or not, Damien Jurado actually has been around since the mid-90s.
Okay.
That's right. Like he's a veteran of the music scene, based in Seattle. He developed a local cult following that caught the attention of Sunny Day real estate singer Jeremy Enoch. He was signed to Sub Pop Records. Yes, the same Sub Pop, right? That's started, all those grunge bands, including Nirvana's first label. From 97 to 2012, he released 10 albums. 10 albums.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah. Now back up 2 years to 2010, and Jurado's album St. Bartlett was released. Now, why is this important? Well, it was the first album produced by the late Richard Schiff of the band The Shins, and he was instrumental with the directional change musically for Jurado's music. For the most part, the previous records were just Jurado on an acoustic guitar. Now we still have the folk, but we have expanded into a universe filled with just infinite influences and soundscapes. Maraqopa, the album, is a story of a man who disappears from society, and he takes nothing with him except a couple $100 and stumbles upon this place called Maraqopa, where he discovers a lot about who he is. And when he leaves the place, he gets into a car accident. So, Marc, with that said, shall we get into this record?
My good man, I believe I am ready to go. Oh! I don't know where that came from. I just
I like it.
decided to say, okay.
I like it. I like it. Track one, Mark. Nothing is the news. Clocking in at over 5 minutes, we can see exactly where this is going musically, right? Its intent is to put you in a space that will be temporary because we want out of it per the content, right? The arrangements act almost as like the mind's disorientation while trying to sort it all out. We get some great guitar work here, Mark, and it's kind of a throwback while keeping it all modern. Mark, do you feel that this track set things up for this journey we're about to embark on?
Oh, absolutely. This is that sonic kind of smoke screen I mentioned earlier. The arrangement is a cool mix of ethereal tones and sci-fi laser blasters and radio waves with all this amazing Pink Floyd-esque underrated guitar hero heroism jam, kind of perfectly setting things up for this journey, Frank. It's great entry into a place we call Maraqopa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, next is track two, which is Life Away from the Garden. So we know there's an escape, and now it's the reflection of what was just left. The garden, right? The location where life occurs, and there's conflict. I feel the doubt in these paths that we feel we create a betterment, and one realizes it may not be for us, and then leaving is that sense of freedom, which we're hearing in the song. The backup vocals really do a good job too, delivering a desperate feel to the tune. So, Mark, are you going away from the garden anytime soon?
Frank, I have strayed from the garden quite some time ago. We get notes of the Mad Hatter's Tea Party here to me, Frank. Just really that wonder and terror of these new places, sights, and of course, sounds. It's terribly exciting. I can't wait to continue further down this rabbit hole. It's just so cool.
Love the references there, my friend.
Thank you.
So track three, Mark, the title track, Maraqopa, and what a subdued and sobering tune this is. Like an earthy feeling, right, with references of soil, sky, rain, meadows, wind, and stone. Stone. And that overtaking feeling, the freedom is then realized that indeed all are welcome in. So, Mark, are you now traveling to Maraqopa anytime soon?
You know, Frank, I'm starting to think that there's a Maraqopa in all of us. You mentioned how subdued and sobering this song is, and I agree. I would also like to alliterate and add subtle. One of the reasons this song works so well is that while there is an assortment of instruments and sounds, they're all being played well, but to the instrument's softer strengths, which gives the song a richer but softer tone and texture as the album continues to unfold. Really remarkable. Sonically, Maraqopa is about the harmony of this place, not too unlike ours, but clearly not the same. Right. Really, really wonderful storytelling and creation of this world here.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of world, so this time next year is our track number 4, and I get this world music feel from this tune, and it makes sense on a record like this, right? I'm assuming that our character is going through that self-discovery inside of Maraqopa here. And this musically steady tune, it's hard to give the listeners something to separate what's going on, but I think Jurado delivers that here because he's accenting these points in the songs that are vital plot points in the story. So, Mark, what do you say about track 4 here this time next year?
This song sounds like a woman dancing alone to an old, sad country song in a jukebox in an otherwise empty bar, waiting, I don't know, for the aliens to come back and take her away, just to finish her drink as the sun comes up and she goes home alone. That's just what I heard in my brain. And I got to tell you, Frank, I loved it. I love the way he creates these worlds and these atmospheres that are a little ambiguous, but all simultaneously structured together.
Yeah.
Really cool, really interesting. Obviously, my interpretation of the song is not literal. I just had a really good time with this and really allowed myself to escape into it. And that's really what I picked out of this. Really fascinating stuff, right?
Yeah, that's so cool how we could listen to this and there's a universe, and then we just created another universe in our world with it, in our head, which is really cool. Track 5, Real to Real, that's REEL. In this song, it's revealed our character is a musician and a songwriter who faked their suicide basically and disappeared from the spotlight, or something similar to that. I could be slightly off here. Depending on your age, some people may be thinking of Eddie and the Cruisers here, perhaps. But listen, this track really moves the plot forward and begs the question if Jurado perhaps felt this way about his own career. And also, if there is a car accident, is this where it occurs? Mark, your thoughts?
I don't know, man. I think the accident already happened. This felt like he's reliving all of those ghosts on tape from behind a tragedy. We just can't kind of see what it is yet. So check out these lyrics, Frank.
Yeah.
You may be onto something you don't know. I read it in the tabloids at a truck stop in a thunderstorm. And I love that he ends the with a question mark, right?
Yeah.
Jurado kills it with his ability to weave these stunning lyrics together and paint this vivid picture of, as you said, Frank, perhaps his own career kind of haunting him.
Yeah.
I love this. And like I said, I love the idea that we're talking about a concept album about an artist escaping, and then that artist gets in trouble, right?
Right.
A car accident in this case. But he's leaving it to us to decide, was this when he had the car accident? Was it before the accident? Is this after the accident? How is it unfolding? And it's left to the listener to discover what has happened in Maraqopa if Maraqopa is not part of them. I dig it.
Yeah,
so
I like that too a lot, actually, the way you described it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Beautiful. In fact, we're done now. No, kidding.
Okay, that's the episode, folks. We appreciate you listening to the end. Say it with me now. Track 6.
Working titles, right. This tune is actually what you would expect listening to the previous 10 Jurado records. The messing up my life in a poem, the divorce by the time we get to the chorus, the jabs at the journalist, love it. Is this their narrative after the car accident and then our character's narration of that? Mark, at track 6, I think you are hanging in there, right, buddy?
Oh, I'm here for it, dude. This manic ride of how we railroad, this manic ride of how he was railroaded, but still wants to know how she is, because of course there's still something there, this kind of relationship that's gone bad, but he's still trying to be part, kind of that sweet but tragic feel. I really adore this song. His folk storytelling is on point, but this rich soundscape takes him light years from the coffee shop you'd expect to hear his voice out of.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And speaking of light years, track 7, everyone is a star, right? Illuminating light. Presumably the light has faded for our character due to the accident. Asleep in the blue. Is that a coma? Are we diving into a deeper state of subconsciousness here, Mark? First of all, 2 questions. Do you think I'm a star? And do you like the song?
Oh, buddy, you're always a star to me.
Yeah, I knew the answer to that one. For
me, I think I get that our character here has realized that he has something special. So does everyone, and that it doesn't mean he's not special. It means that we're all kind of special, and it realizes that he is amongst the stars as opposed to looking at them. Maybe that's just me wanting this to be a happy story, but the more I think about the way you phrased the question and I listened to the song, I couldn't help but wonder if maybe he's ventured out of Maraqopa and thrown himself into the sea. Asleep in the blue kind of thing. I don't know. It was just one of those things. I love that you can take this and kind of the map for this story goes in any direction your imagination will let it, provided you pick up enough of the pieces that Jurado's left for you. It's just so cool.
And it's funny you mentioned C, because real quick, and this is totally on the spot. I thought one of his tracks on the follow-ups had something to do with the sea. I'll have to research that real quick, but I was like, then that would make kind of complete sense of what you just said. All right, I'll check that out later.
Hey guys, enjoy experiencing music with Frank and I.
Yes.
Anytime
guys. Track 8, So On Nevada. I like the underlining aggravation here, as I think we're seeing like the hospital visitations by people he knows, like kind of annoying him a little bit. At least that's what I got from it. Are these people he knew previously? Are these people he met in Maraqopa? Are there even people in Maraqopa? Mark, what can you make from this here?
Yeah, I don't know. If I had to guess at it, I think these are real people bumping into him while he's daydreaming about Maraqopa from his hospital bed. I feel like this song is always being played by a couple of lonely cowboys in a roadhouse somewhere off a lonely hot highway. Just perpetually, somebody is always playing this song. It's just got a lovely melancholy about it that I feel like sad cowboys would be the best for. I find it terribly endearing and just love this track.
So good. Yeah. So good. Another track that I feel is so good is track 9, Museum of Flight. Probably my favorite on the record. It's a touching tale of what appears to be our jaded character finding love or solace. Was love the answer for this character all along, right? Whatever the case is, the package delivered here is beautiful, and it's a touching tune in a way. And this is how I like my love songs to be. So, Mark, are you taking flight here?
Yeah, surprisingly, this song reminds me the least of flying or floating so far on the album. But that aside, it's an amazing track. Jurado's folk muscles flex so easily for him in the song's opening. And maybe this is because I just listened to that Tom Petty, or Tom Petty, but it's got that mid 80s kind of rock pop sound, and you just start to float a little bit again as you get into that first chorus. This would be amazing to hear in a roller rink. I just love this song. It just has such a great energy to it. I really love how soft they make this without it blending into any of the other songs and acting as filler.
Yes,
really great track.
Cool. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, track, obviously there's the deluxe edition, but we're just doing the 10 proper tracks. So the last track is Mountains Still Asleep. Great imagery to end the album. The discovery that no matter what we endure, we are a mountain that's waiting to be awakened. Great positive message to wrap up this somber record. Mark, what about you?
Yeah, I like that this is the album's closing number, but what I really feel like to me is the final theme of the album. The subtle and subdued current of the album finally kind of meets the river here, as Jurado does just as Frank suggested and paints us the sun coming down on this beautiful album. I love the final lines. Here they are, Frank. And when we cross the line, we become defined, broken sound feeding back. Just such a cool way to end the album.
Love it.
Please and thank you.
Yeah, totally. Well, I mean, Mark, your final thoughts, because I've been on this guy for a while, but this is my first attempt at giving you an introduction to him. So, what's your thoughts here?
Yeah, absolutely. Concept albums are terribly difficult to pull off, and while Damien Jurado didn't spell out every theme and act, the feeling needed to pull it off were more than enough to give you a rich tapestry of story to decipher for yourself. I was absolutely blown away by the full band's effort, the production, songwriting, and the balls to try to pull off this something this ambitious and cool. I really dig this album. I gave it an 8.9 out of 10. This is one I really like to set the mood and for love just getting lost in. I put these headphones on and just had a blast getting lost in this record. Awesome. I highly recommend it. Check out this record. I'm going to buy it as soon as I can find it in a record store. Frank?
Yes. All right. So 5 years ago, I was absolutely obsessed with Jurado. I mean, every day I would listen to one of his records, and it's just been a while since I had proper time to do so. So it was nice to come back as it's been some time. I'm still thoroughly impressed now as I was then. To do this on your 10th record to me means that you actually care about the quality of the product that comes out. And of course, us as consumers, and we could see that authenticity, the songs, the universe, the atmosphere, the disappearing, discovery, heartbreak, and the hope, they're all tackled here. And his voice mimics, like I said, that desperation we're witnessing. I love this trilogy. I love that this is the starting point. I give it 8.5 out of 10. Very similar to your rankings, of course, Mark. So that's Maraqopa, everyone, which is awesome. I'm so happy Mark loved it.
Yeah, fantastic record.
Yeah.
You want to play a game?
Yeah, we're gonna play a little game here, Mark. You're gonna probably get a lot of these, but I figured it was fun, since we're kind of talking about mysterious places or
we're gonna do the episode guide game to Fantasy Island now, right?
Oh, duh.
Where I have to guess all the special character, all the guest appearances by characters on Fantasy Island, right?
No, this is actually a Greek mythology quiz. A Greek mythology quiz I was gonna give you.
I watched all that Fantasy Island for nothing.
Yep. Nope. It's a Greek mythology quiz that my oldest daughter, who's into Greek mythology, is now gonna. No kidding.
Oh,
did you think that was real?
I mean, dude, look, ladies and gentlemen at home, nobody loves being Greek more than Frank.
That's true.
Nobody loves being half Greek more than Frank.
Thank you. Yeah,
he also loves being half Italian.
Yes.
He loves being half Greek, half Italian.
Yes.
So I assumed that this was like a real thing, that you would do this to me.
I thought about the Greek mythology, but I was like, there's no correlation at all to this. So this is actually called, I just called this game. And like I said, you'll probably get most of these, and there's not many, but it's called Francesco, because that's my real name. Francesco's fun, fictitious, fabled game.
Oh, I'm into it. Let's do it.
Yeah, you're into it. And it probably doesn't even make sense based on the content. But anyway, so Maraqopa, right? It's a place talked about in the song, right? So what other songs are out there that have these mysterious or mythical places? Let me kind of state some facts of these songs, Mark, and then let's see if you could guess who these are, right?
Okay.
And some of them are gonna be easy, but it'll be fun. Okay.
Sure.
So, listen, this one was a huge hit in 1988. It talks. You're gonna get this one. It's easy, but it talks of a tropical island, right? Could be somewhere off the Florida Keys, right?
Kokomo?
Yes. All right.
Okay, I was really worried about this. Wait, Kokomo's not real?
No.
Oh,
I know. It's the special place between Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take you, Bermuda,
Bahamas. Come on, pretty mama.
Martinique's mentioned. Haiti's mentioned. So there's actually, there's not a place Kokomo in that Caribbean area. Yeah. So there you go.
All right.
I know. That was Kokomo. All right. So this next one, this was kind of big in the late 70s, early 80s, right? And then there was I think a remake in the early 80s by
oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, by a man.
By a man.
No, by a band. I'm sorry, by a band. And they
that's
had
more helpful.
The guitar in the video was initially a disco themed song. There's a vagueness about the place that they're going to here. It could be just a metaphorical city and not necessarily New York, which is where most people thought it was. But I'll give you a hint. It's a town.
It's a town.
It's a town.
That's not New York.
Right.
It was a hit in the 70s and again in the early 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. Is it Jungle Land? I don't know. It couldn't be Jungle. I don't know.
Got to make a move to a town that's right for me. Town to keep me moving, keep me grooving with some energy.
Nothing. I get no idea.
Talk about it, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it.
Are we going to the car wash?
No, we're going to
the car wash
Town.
Oh, Funky Town.
Funky Town.
Oh, okay.
I know. It's all right, man.
It's okay.
It's okay. So this band, one of their first singles, it talks about them taking a train. So they're departing by train to this place, right? The narrator is possibly could be going to the military. Think 60s, Mark. So they're
60s military.
Train. They had a TV show. Yeah.
I don't remember Bob Newhart having a song about a town that doesn't exist.
And R.I.P. to the guy from Newhart who passed away, by the way.
Oh yeah. Is this the MASH theme? I don't know.
No.
What is it? I'm so lost.
So it's Last Train to Clarksville by the Monkees.
Oh.
Take the last train to Clarksville.
All right.
So this next one's easy, Mark. Although this is a place that's actually in
Jackson.
No, there you go. Not its full name, but part of this name. There's actually a place in Italy, Panama, Spain, and Venezuela You might have seen this in your travels because it's a name of a restaurant chain, Mark. But people are going to this place based on the song, right? They're
Mamma
looking
Mia?
for they're looking for the lost shaker of salt.
Oh,
So,
Margaritaville.
yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, this is a tough game, dude.
Sorry, you got two more.
Okay. Yeah, all right, give me two more.
All right, in '88, this is a smash hit about going to to a city, right? They're being taken down, and there's supposed to be green
Paradise
grass there.
City.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, you got me. The taken down. I got.
There you go.
Down. Okay.
All right. So last is a 1963 song. Yeah, it's about a little boy, right?
Okay.
And a friend, supposedly, although obviously there's references that is really at the end of the day about something else. It's kind of turned into a whole universe with books and animated shorts. It's a little boy who grows too old for his childhood friend, right? And then the friend ends up then finding
Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh no, I wish it was Calvin and
Hobbes. So. Two friends, but it's about a city, or it's like named after a city.
No, it's a place.
City.
There's a place that's mentioned that they're going into. The place is, I'll tell you, the place is called Honolulu.
Oh my gosh, I know this. But Blowing in the Wind?
Nope.
What is it? There's a Me First and the Gimme's covers of this, right?
Is there?
I don't know. Okay, I give up. Just tell me what it is, because
Puff the Magic Dragon.
Right, he's going to Honolulu. Yeah. I assumed that was a real place too. I assumed like somewhere in the Asian Pacific.
It's about a boy and his magical dragon, Mark.
All right.
That's what they say.
Where would Honolulu even be? Luckily.
Yeah, exactly. Luckily, that was an ad that just popped up on that site. Well, Mark, that was the game. You did very well, just so you know.
Thank you.
You did very well. And
excellent.
I'm glad I was able to somehow find it.
What I find is that when you don't keep score, I do way better.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So I have no score except for that. You did very well, Mark.
Excellent. I love this game. Well, you want to tell the fine folks what we're doing in next week?
Yes.
Because that means another game. All right, Little Jeopardy. You know how this game works. We've got some new stuff. We've got some old stuff.
Oh man.
Let's see what category Frank will pick for next week.
I'm sure I'll pick one of them.
I mean, theoretically, that's the way this is going to go. So category 1, Meanwhile in the 90s. Category 2 is going to be I wrote it down. Where is it? Even Cowgirls. I did that wrong. Even Vikings Get the Blues. You probably got that reference now.
Oh.
Yeah. Category 3 is Babes. And I know I love the name of that one too. Albums people really think we should know, but we don't. Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. I'm gonna go with Babes.
Oh! Guess what, dude?
What's that?
You hit a Spotlight episode.
Did I really?
You did.
Oh, what do we got?
In Babes, we have a twofer. You see,
I love a twofer.
In 1981, this one artist, released 2 albums, her debut and a smash follow-up. Can you guess who it is or which albums we'll be doing?
Oh, so that's why it's a spotlight, because we got 2 records here.
Have
a couple more hints, maybe.
Let me see here. Let me see what I wrote down for hints here.
So they released 2 records this year?
In 1981, they released 2 albums. The first, released in January, was actually a re-release, and then in November, the second one came out. Okay, here's clue 1. The first, which was actually released the year before on their own label before re-releasing with their major label debut, Boardwalk Records. I can't read my own handwriting. I'm sorry.
Boardwalk. It was Boardwalk Records.
Yes, Boardwalk Records.
So it's a band, or is it an artist? Because you mentioned
It's an artist and her band.
It's an artist and her band.
That's a pretty big clue.
Yeah.
1981. You got 10 seconds.
1981. Oh my god. Oh gosh, I'm the worst at these. I mean, like I never get anything right at all.
You ready?
Yeah. Oh, no, hold on. Joan Jett.
It's Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
Yeah,
so Joan Jett's first album, which is the debut album, self-titled, and then Bad Reputation is the second album.
So the first one was actually released the year before. Is that correct?
It was actually originally released on her own record label, and then she re-released it in January of 81 on Boardwalk, which was a major label. I believe they're owned by Geffen. I'll have that information next week, or not Geffen. One or the other. Who knows? Look, they're all bullshit shell companies. Okay, it was a major label. And then by the end of the year, they had the second album done and released.
And the second album is.
The second album is Bad Reputation.
Got it. Yeah. Okay, got it. Cool.
Yeah.
So it's a spotlight episode because we'll be talking about kind of them during that period. And
we're gonna talk about Joan Jett and the Blackhearts and how they kind of got started and what separated Joan Jett and why these two albums happening in 1981 was important.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right, man. Well, that sounds awesome to me.
Cool. I'm stoked that you're into it.
Cool. 2 thumbs up, right? It's gonna be a good time. So listen. So. I know so. I know so. All right. Thank you everyone for joining, listening. Remember, like, subscribe, rate, review, listen to Maraqopa, and be safe.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, listen, we really appreciate you making it all the way to the end of the episode.
Look like a reindeer.
As always,
yes.
We really appreciate it. Stay safe out there. That's really important. That's Frank's number one.
Yeah, that's
my number one is make sure you eat enough hot dogs and listen to enough records.
Oh, well, yeah, that's my number 2. So
yeah. But I mean, if you guys would be so kind, it would really mean the world to me if you'd say it with me now. Oh my. Oh hell yes. Oh, bye-bye.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.